Dhananjay, and I'm part of the product team of Interakt. And I'll be talking to you today about the sales CRM that we built within Interact, and really happy to take you guys through what we built, and would love to see if this is something that would be really helpful to you for doing a lot of your day-to-day business activities as well. So let's move on quickly. And before that, the first thing that I like to talk about is our company, Haptic, and like how Interact is part of Haptic, and a bit of introduction. Haptic is basically a conversational AI company, which was founded back in 2013, and we've around 10 years of experience so far. And we've been acquired by Geo in 2019. So we have two products, Contact and Interact. And Interact has been launched in 2020 to empower SMB growth. So since then, we've processed around 25 billion um, transactions and interactions on our platform. Um, Now, I'll just take you through some of the highlights that we have. So, like we've been, globally recognized as leaders in AI, and I'm proud to mention that the first chatbot experience on WhatsApp was built by Haptic, and this is something which has been recognized by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, recognized by Meta year after year, with even Mark Zuckerberg mentioning our GeoMart project in his tweet. Um, and moving forward, today we empower around 500 plus enterprises and more than 50,000 SMBs, which includes global brands, governments, as well as a lot of geo brands. So some of our customers have been highlighted on the screen. So like we have the likes of PVR Inox, Pine Labs. Also, NPCI is one of our marquee customers, and then we have a lots of SMB clients, which we've also mentioned out here. Um, and Then moving ahead, we've also built a great partner ecosystem. So, like one of our most important partners has been Meta, because within Haptic, we have Interact as a product, and Interact is primarily a WhatsApp first, or WhatsApp and Instagram first platform, right? So we have a great partnership going on with Meta. Microsoft, AWS as well support us, through the whole infrastructure and a lot of our AI related initiatives. And then we have DU, OpenAI as well, and along with that, Tally. Uh, Along with all of this, we also have a lot of integrations which are very much natively built within the product. So some of the names that we see out here, like for example, a Razorpay or a Payu, like these are the ones that actually enable us to uh, offer the power of sending out payment links right from within our platform itself, right? So, just imagine if you're a business and you're dealing with somebody on WhatsApp, you're talking to your customer, and ultimately you want to collect payments from them. It's as simple as like through a click of a button, you could just send them a payment link and the payment gets done, right? So, these are the highlights that we have for our integration partners. And then moving on, slightly focusing more on today's topic. Uh, WhatsApp is something which has become extremely popular, and you have a lot of people constantly um, who are constantly using the platform. And just right, sorry, so another tech issue has happened. Just give me one more moment. Right. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So as I was saying, WhatsApp is something which is very popular nowadays, and this is something which a lot of people have been using. So around 70% of internet users in India are actively using WhatsApp. We also have like very encouraging numbers for other countries, like for Indonesia, for example, it's as high as 92% of the internet users. Again, same way, like for UAE, it's as high as 79%, and a lot of other countries also have extremely high percentage of internet users coming onto WhatsApp. Now, when we talk about like the total number of people who are globally out there, and who would be messaging businesses on WhatsApp, that would be like more than 1 billion plus users coming onto WhatsApp each week, who would be interacting with various businesses. And like just because of these great statistics that we have, it's very, very clearly evident that WhatsApp is the place where like most of your customers would also be. And we are already must be aware that through WhatsApp you could send out all different kinds of messages. Like you could send out maybe your discount codes, you could send out follow-up messages, maybe some information about their deals that they are doing with you, and so on. Right. So this does have a lot of potential in terms of interaction with you. Also, when we come to the key reasons why customers prefer using WhatsApp for business communications. I think one of the main factors is that they feel that they would not have to wait a lot for uh, getting some of their queries answered. So like a couple of years ago, maybe there would be some people using email, but then as we all must have seen, the response rates for emails are not great. So that is where a channel like WhatsApp really comes into the picture. And the feedback that we're getting from a lot of these customers is that WhatsApp is the place to be when they want to interact with businesses. So be it for any kinds of queries that they want to be answered, or let's say even if you are in a long drawn sales process, like if they have certain questions about the kind of product that you are talking about with them, I think they do prefer WhatsApp a lot nowadays, as compared to like writing big long emails and like waiting for the response and stuff like that, right? So the crux of the matter over here is that because your customers are on WhatsApp, because the response rates are like way higher on WhatsApp, I think WhatsApp has become a really great channel for us to push out our different sales communications, like different marketing communications. That's how you would maybe get your leads engaged in the first place, and then sort of keep on following up with them throughout your sales cycle on WhatsApp itself. Right. So that's how we are seeing the industry shape up. And uh, so just a quick just a quick input about the kind of cycle that we are seeing, right? So let's say you would try to acquire your customer through something like a click to WhatsApp ad. So for those who don't know what a click to WhatsApp ad is, these ads have a button which would like as soon as the person clicks on that button, they would be redirected to their WhatsApp, and like they would have a pre-created message that they can just straight away send to your WhatsApp number. So in a way, this is like far more engaging than like making people fill up some kinds of very basic forms, and then looking at all the responses, then you reaching out to them, etc. Right? Like here, all of that thing is getting cut, and directly straight away from a click to WhatsApp ad. As soon as the person clicks on the button, they come onto your WhatsApp, and that's basically the lead is straight away entering your inbox, your company's WhatsApp inbox, right? And this is something which we have also leveraged in the sales CRM that we've built. So imagine that maybe you are a real estate company, or you are a travel company, and you are running ads about certain properties, or certain tours if you are a travel company, right? Now, typically, people would not buy your let's say a property or even a travel package like straight away. Like a lot of people would want to interact with you, try to find out certain more details, and then maybe make a decision. So that is where this whole flow that I'm sharing on the screen comes into the picture, wherein first, let's say there is a click to WhatsApp ad. there's a button where the person clicks and the WhatsApp opens up. They can ask you whatever questions you have. That way, the lead also comes into your funnel. And through your interaction with them, maybe once you're able to convince them that okay, your product is the best one for them to buy, that's when the entire deal can get made. Like you could even share all sorts of documents through WhatsApp, and also wherever required, like you could even share payment links to close the deal. And once the deal is done, I mean, it doesn't stop over there. So once the deal is done, maybe the person might still have some more questions, or they might reach out to you for support at a later date. So in that case, what happens over here is that because all their messages, everything is in that same chat, whenever your support agent is going to look at like why is this customer raising this problem, or what is the history of this customer, they're going to get the entire context of what has happened right since the point of time they got converted, right? And now, aside from the support use case, we also have a re-engagement use case. So let's say if somebody is, has finished this entire sales cycle with you, and like you have some new offerings or new services that you feel that maybe this guy might be interested in the new offerings, right? So because you already have their lead with you, and because all of this is already on WhatsApp, you can very well create re-engagement campaigns, which you can send out as marketing communications to them. And like if they are interested in it, then maybe this entire cycle again sort of repeats itself. So that is how we are looking at the whole cycle, the whole sales cycle coming on WhatsApp, and our CRM ultimately pitching in, wherein it is something which helps you go through this entire sales cycle. And also, like once the sales cycle is over, you could continue using it for your support and re-engagement needs as well. And just one point of information over here, that brands using the click to WhatsApp ads are already noticing almost 2.4x returns on ad spends. So I think that is something which is surpassing the performance of all the other campaigns by a lot. Now, when we go on to the next part, let's talk about how we've been trying to do selling so far, right? Like you may have a lot of you may have used some kind of traditional CRMs, but then as we all know, like traditional CRMs tend to focus a lot on your emails. But in today's day and age, your leads are going to come from each and every place. So they could come maybe like from people sending out WhatsApp DMs to your number. They could also come in from people who are clicking on your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads. Maybe you have some other kinds of sources where like you are just capturing all of your leads inside a Google Sheet. But then once all of these leads are coming in through all of these different sources, um, what often happens is that either you have to build very complex integrations in your existing CRM to take care of all of these different sources, or you end up using multiple different tools, like different tools for different lead sources. You end up doing that kind of a process in order to manage everything. And in that process, what could happen is that your sales agents or your team which is looking after all of these incoming queries, they might just miss out on a couple of these leads, which could have converted and given you great revenue. Or it's just that there's a lot of tool fatigue. So the whole efficiency part of your agents in handling multiple different lead sources, that is something which will definitely go down. Now, this is where Interact can come in. Basically that we are already a WhatsApp first platform. We also now are supporting Instagram, and we already have native integrations built for like your entire Facebook leads and your Google Forms and like all the other sources as well. So what happens is Interact can become your single place to get your leads coming in from all of these different lead sources. Now, because of that, your sales agents will have to use this one single platform wherein they could seamlessly look at all the different leads which are coming in, maybe even set certain auto assignment rules, which we offer, that if a lead is coming in from Facebook, then maybe assign it to a certain team. If it's coming from a different source, assign it to a certain team. or maybe based on certain other conditions or other fields, like you could easily set that automatic assignment up so that the right lead gets assigned to the right sales agent on your side. Everything within the same tool. You don't have to go to multiple different tools to manage multiple lead sources. Um, so uh, After that, let's just talk about, further about what advantages we have over traditional CRMs, right? Um, where when you look at traditional CRMs, like of course they would be built for your desktops and for email and not basically for your real-time chats. But Interact does offer you that edge, being a WhatsApp first and WhatsApp friendly platform, right? So while in email your conversations might take like multiple hours and stuff, like over here it's like live. So like if you have somebody who could respond to the person right away, then that is something which happens like real time. And of course, just imagine if you are a customer, will you check your emails multiple times within 1 hour? I mean, that would be a very less or reduced probability. But if let's say you are getting a message on WhatsApp, and if you are really interested in that product, then definitely you're going to be able to reply to that whoever is selling to you. You're going to be able to reply to them way faster, right? So that the speed of reply, that is where Interact comes in, and that's where we are having that edge. The other thing is that if you don't have a tool like Interact and you don't have a great integration within your existing CRM, or maybe if you're not using a CRM to capture your leads coming in from WhatsApp, maybe you're going to have to maintain all of your WhatsApp leads separately, maybe have people separately respond to your WhatsApp leads, and then whatever information is coming out of that, they might just have to manually input that into some other system, right? Whereas when it comes to Interact, like any income, you could configure it such that any incoming message that is coming onto your WhatsApp number, all of that can get classified as a lead. Uh, in fact, you don't even need to have somebody constantly responding to all of these incoming messages. You could very well set up a workflow, right? So what happens is that whenever somebody messages your WhatsApp number, you could set up an automated response flow wherein a large part of the lead qualification is done through this automation itself. And then that automation would also help you to assign certain tags to that particular lead. So then your real humans, the agents, will only have to work on the leads that are classified as really interested through this entire automated workflow. So that is something which is also a benefit of why Interact would come into the picture over here and help you out. Then as I said, in a traditional CRM, like maybe there might not be enough context about the different conversations, because yeah, like while a lot of things might happen on email, there will also be a lot of communications which are going to happen outside of email on different other channels, including WhatsApp, right? But here in Interact, you are going to get that complete chat history against that customer. uh, Also, you could add multiple notes and stuff. So that adds a lot of context, which really helps you to sell well. And even after selling, if you're looking to give after sales support, it helps over there as well. And yeah, I think we already spoke about the multiple tools that we need, whereas Interact is a centralized tool. And yes, so whenever there are delayed responses, it would generally lead to lost leads. Uh, but yeah, because this is a real-time response system, you will actually end up closing deals a lot faster. Um, and that's where, this is just a glimpse of what our sales CRM offering within Interact looks like. So what you see on the screen right now is a sample of how our sales pipeline looks like. And each of these stages is configurable, and I will show that to you in the live demo that we have in the latter part of this session. And yeah, why should you go for a WhatsApp sales CRM? So the first one is, as I mentioned earlier, you could set up lead qualification chatbots on WhatsApp. So that reduces a lot of manual effort that goes out in qualifying the leads, and you just need to focus on the right leads, which really matter and really have a great chance of conversion. Then the second part would be around the auto assignment of leads. So yes, you could have criteria based assignment that leads coming in with a certain criteria will go to specific person A, the others will go to specific person B, or you could even have a balanced lead assignment thing, right? Like basically the system is able to automatically balance that if somebody has a lot of leads assigned to them, then the next leads coming in will go to the other person and not to the same person. So that sort of helps you to split the load between your team members. Because this is we have the whole WhatsApp chat piece integrated very tightly within Interact. Uh, you could even like update your lead statuses real time, because what you might have seen in traditional CRMs is that many times your agents might not be updating each and every lead status, right? Because a lot of the communication happens on email, and like just because of manual overheads, they might just not be updating the statuses on time, right? So when you are a business owner, that might not give you the real visibility into at what stage or what level in the pipeline your leads actually are. But when you come to Interact, your entire interaction is happening through WhatsApp. So let's say your agent is chatting with a particular lead. He just, I mean, very close to that chat window itself, we have the option of just updating the lead status, and that way, like it sort of motivates the user or the sales agent also to make these updates proactively. Um, then of course, like we have the whole 360-degree customer view. So I'll show it to you. Like, we are able to track everything about the customer. So right from their chats to any like different kinds of field updates for the customer's profile within your Interact, or any kinds of notes which have been added for the customer, any kinds of documents which have been shared across chat or even uploaded separately. All of that can fit into this one customer profile that we are creating within Interact. And then yes, because your leads are already on WhatsApp, and because you are using Interact, you could anytime during the journey, sales journey, after the sales journey, you could just keep on re-engaging those leads with personalized WhatsApp campaigns. And yeah, just in continuation with that, these are some of the things that our WhatsApp sales CRM offers. So the first one is about the whole seamless sales pipeline management. Um, then we go on to something which is your effortless lead generation, which is basically talking about the different sort of native integrations that we already have. And the largest one being your WhatsApp piece. But then we already have integrations with, let's say, an Instagram. So somebody, if you are a business who's doing a lot of posts on Instagram, you're getting a lot of traction from Instagram, right? Like you get a lot of DMs, comments, like people want to buy your product through that. uh, we are able to automatically create leads out of all of those DMs as well. So such leads will also end up in your same unified Interact account, and you could even respond to them through Interact itself. Then, as I've mentioned already, we have integrations with Facebook for all the ads, etc. as well. And along with that, we do have our public APIs. So these APIs are something which can be used. So in case we don't have a native integration with some or the other system that you're using, we already have APIs which could be easily used to pass on any kind of information from outside into Interact. Uh, so that is about the whole effortless lead generation, where basically you could get leads from all different kinds of sources into this one place. Then we move on to the whole task creation part, right? So uh, in a CRM, I think it's very important for us to know that, okay, if my contact is in a certain stage within the platform, uh, we will be able to create some kind of a follow-up task for them. So let's say my sales agent has spoken to a particular customer right now. And if that person has to follow up with them maybe 2 days later, I could definitely create a task for them within Interact. And then I can also set a deadline for that. So, as soon as the deadline is getting achieved, like that person who is responsible for doing the calling, as well as maybe the team lead of that person, will both be notified, right? So it sort of also helps you to do all of this task management related to your sales cycle much better. And then finally, we spoke about the whole lead qualification piece. So like Interact does support using workflows, and like you can create multiple different kinds of workflows using Interact itself. And then that could be linked to your lead assignment, right? So once the whole automated lead qualification is done, you could very easily move on to the whole lead assignment part, which can also be automated, by the way. So now we shall move on to the live demo. I will just take a couple of minutes to stop sharing this part of my screen and start sharing the live demo. What you see over here is the homepage of Interact for our sales CRM offering. And what we can see over here is that it's sort of an activity dashboard that you could see that, okay, these are the number of open leads that are there on me. And whereas for my team, like there are 10 open leads, which like different people within my team have to close, right? Now I am seeing my team view because I am logging in from an admin kind of permission role. But then if let's say it's your sales agent who is at the lowest level of the permissions, then they're not going to be seeing anything related to my team. So let's just keep this point in mind while we go through rest of the product, because I'll be showing to you the full-fledged the view from a role which has all the different permissions. So which is why you will see a lot of tabs and a lot of information about what my team is also doing. But then yeah, I do understand that there will be a lot of these cases where you don't want different agents to look at what other agents are doing within the same company, because maybe a lot of your sales agent might even be competing with each other to look at to close different deals, right? So so that is why like this my team thing, or even let's say the team tasks and other stuff that we are going to see in the latter part of the demo, such stuff will not be visible to people with the lowest level of permissions out here, right? So so let's just quickly go through this, and I'll just make this smaller. Yeah. So what do you see? The first one that we see is the number of open leads that I have. Then, these are the number of leads which are in the new lead status. So this is like I have configured this as the first status of my sales cycle, which is why this becomes important to me, right? So this is something which indicates that, okay, there are two leads which have come in and which have not even moved into any other status, and they are just lying in the new lead status, right? So this is like my bucket where some action has to be taken, and I've not yet done anything to reach out to the customer. Then there's something about my open tasks. So let's say, I have two open tasks assigned to myself, and like that is what I can see over here, the details of that. Whereas like my team has around 5 tasks which are open and not yet closed. And then finally you have the monthly revenue. So whichever contacts or whichever leads we are going to move into the last stage of my sales cycle. So like whatever is the monthly revenue which I have marked out for all such contacts, that is going to come over here. So this also gives me a visibility of like how my how many leads I have closed and what is their real value when it comes to my sales, right? Then what we see below over here is the different tasks that are there for me. So when I talk about tasks, these you can consider these as follow-up tasks for the different leads that come in, right? So leads coming into the system is one thing, but then once they are in, I would want to do multiple follow-up actions on them. Like I have to call them, I have to maybe send them some kind of a document, etc. So these are the tasks which are there, and basically I am the assignee for these tasks, which is why they are coming under my tasks over here. But I could the same view will also be visible for the tasks that belong to my team members. And like I can see that there are around 5 tasks which are assigned to different team members, right? So if we see over here, these are the different team members to whom these tasks have been assigned. Um, Other details that we're going to see over here is that it's not that I can just see the task. I can also see which lead or which contact is that task for, right? So from this page itself, if let's say this is the first thing that I'm to go open up in the morning when I start my work as a sales agent, This page is designed to give me everything that I require to get my day started and focus on the things that matter the most to me. So let's say if I have two tasks assigned to me, I know that okay, one of them has been overdue since 10th May. I have not done anything about it, so I really need to close this one. Whereas there's another one which is going to be due tomorrow. So maybe I can pick up this after this, but this is something which is long pending, right? And then you can mark these tasks as done from here itself, and that way this can be your single page from where you start your day basically as a sales agent. um, Now we'll go to certain other sections of the product. So we'll go to the the contacts page. So basically this is like the central repository for all of your leads which come in, right? And over here you have something called as the source column. So this is sort of telling me that okay, where is it that this lead has come in from, right? So right now for this particular demo account, we have leads coming in from two different sources, which is like the dashboard. So this basically means that I have created them by going into this create contacts panel, wherein I could fill up a lot of information about that particular lead, and I manually select which status and who should be the sales agent to own this particular account and drive them to closure, etc. And yeah, so such leads would be called as your dash. I mean, the source would be dashboard for such leads, but then you also have a lot of them as WhatsApp, right? So these are the leads which have, let's say, come in on their own. Like I have not done anything manually for them. Somebody has messaged me. Somebody just sent a hi message to me, right? So on WhatsApp, and those leads get automatically added over here. So now just imagine if you are a business who is getting a lot of these messages and queries from unknown numbers and different kinds of customers on your WhatsApp. All of it comes over here in a super organized form. And once they come over here, definitely you could just go and edit each of these and sort of add a lot of more information to it. So we'll just go to the profile for one of these leads, right? So once I reach the profile, I could I mean, I can see that, okay, this person is the account owner. So this is actually the sales agent who is supposed to close this particular contact. Then we can see that, the lead status is new lead, because this obviously is the default status that gets auto assigned whenever the new lead is going to come in. Then you can also set up something like a closure deadline. So let's say if in my company, I have a policy of closing it within 7 days. I'll just select a closure deadline for this particular account. So what happens is, as soon as this deadline approaches, and let's say this lead has not yet reached my final statuses, like either closed won or closed lost, uh, I will be notified about it because I am the super admin. Also, this particular sales agent will also be notified about it, that hey, you have this particular contact assigned to you. It is not yet closed. The deadline is approached. Please do something to close it, right? So that kind of facility is possible. Also, I don't need to manually assign this deadline to each and every contact that comes in. You can also very well configure this to be automatically set for any new incoming lead. So yeah, that is again configurable. What we can see over here is also a timeline, right? Like this is basically like all the details about this particular contact, like what has happened in the past for this contact. And then we could even add a task over here. So let's say call for follow-up, right? And let's say I want this to be done by tomorrow. Uh, so I can put a date and time over there, and I could assign it to this person. Now I am getting so many assignees because I am the super admin. But then if let's say if Soumya is the one who's going to do it, and if she's a sales agent with the lowest level of permissions, then obviously she doesn't get to decide who's the assignee. Like all tasks that she'll create for this will be assigned to her only. Uh, and then I can assign a priority to this. So that way, the task that I created is over here. Now, if whenever this I'm doing something on this task, I can just come here and change the status of this just to keep track of things. And whatever happens over here will obviously get even tracked in my timeline. So let's say there is some kind of control that you want to have on what your sales agents are doing. You don't want them to bluff about certain things, like all of that can also be basically tracked in your timeline, right? Like for example, you see the details over here that I have created this task uh, on so and so date, and these are the details for it, right? So that's how the whole task thing works. And the task that we just created is the exact same thing that you also saw in the first page in your dashboard, right? Similarly, you can like also upload multiple documents. If I'm having a chat with this person, all the chat documents start coming over here. You could add different kinds of notes, and there are a lot of fields which we provide. So you will have certain number of default fields, and then like if you want like certain custom fields, like some part of it will already be included with your package, but then there'll be certain additional fields which you can also buy. If your requirement is such, you can buy add-ons which like for getting more custom fields, so that way all your information about the contact remains in one place. And then you can just classify these different contacts by using tags. So basically, like this is the place where different tags will come, and this helps you segment your leads better. So let's say I'm talking to this particular customer and I've segmented them in a particular segment, like a high spender or something. Like basically, it helps me to send out retargeting campaigns better. So let's say next time I have a very high value product, I'm going to send it to people who have tagged as high spenders, because like those are the ones who are likely to be interested in it more, right? So you could use tags as well out here. And then quickly, I'll show you what my sales pipeline is going to look like. Um, so let's say this is basically what we see as our sales pipeline. So now again, like being super admin, I can look at the sales pipeline of my entire organization. And because like a lot of you in the audience are business owners, I'm assuming that all of you would also be super admins for your org, like once you come into Interact, which is why like this is the kind of view that you will see. But let's say if I am a sales agent, then I will only be able to see the different leads in this pipeline, which I am owning, right? So I can't see the leads of some other agent if I am at the lowest level of permission. So all of that again is possible using your configurations. Now this basically gives me a very clear snapshot of like how healthy my sales pipeline is. Like I mean, basically for this example, I have like multiple people in the new lead status. So like I know that okay, nobody's really worked on it, but then there are a lot of them also in all of these different statuses. And like, these are the different assignees for or different sales agents who are supposed to take care of each of these leads, right? Now let's say if I want to see like, okay, this particular contact is in the negotiation status, but then what is happening on it, right? Like what are the next actions required on it? So I'll just check if there are certain open tasks which are there, right? And I can just hover on this icon over here, and I mean, I'm able to clearly see that okay, these are the open tasks which are there, which are not yet closed for this particular contact. And this guy is the owner for it. So I'll maybe go and talk to them and like ask them to push it forward. Um, so that is what we see in terms of the sales pipeline. I could also like just filter quickly and see that, okay, this particular person is taking care of these two leads, and one of them is in the new lead status, so they've not really worked on it. But then this one is already in the proposal status, so I would expect some kind of closure for this one. Right, so that's basically our sales pipeline. Again, like I think an FAQ that we get is whether these statuses are configurable. Yes, they are. Uh, and then we will quickly move on to one more thing. So let's say if I want to send a WhatsApp message to you, right? Like basically I have this particular icon over here. So I could like very clearly message this lead from this page itself, right? So I don't need to go to some other pages. From here only, if I see that okay, this person is in proposal and I need to do something about it, or maybe reach out to them, I can just click on this message, and like maybe the inbox directly opens up. So this is Interact's inbox, but then this is something which is linked to your WhatsApp as well. And if you have Instagram, then your Instagram DMs will also come in this same inbox, right? So from this inbox itself, let's say I'm talking to this particular contact, I could always go and update the status, or even maybe change the assignee if I have those rights, and add certain other details for this particular uh, contact, right? So yeah, that is the whole part about like how the WhatsApp piece will work, and this is your inbox basically. Then let's quickly jump on to how exactly you will be able to define like which leads which are coming in, they go to which particular agent or which particular team. So um, what we have over here is the account owner auto assignment rule engine, and this engine is the place where I can define different kinds of rules. So like I could define a rule that okay, whenever a new contact is getting created via a WhatsApp DM, and if certain other conditions are getting met, like like let's say if the phone number is something, or let's say if the tag is a particular tag, then I will be assigning it to a specific agent, right? So maybe I want all such leads which are fulfilling the conditions, I want all of them to go to Aditya. So then I will just select that and save those changes, right? So a real rule that I've created for us is this one, right? Like, so let's say if trait or tag updated, so we saw multiple fields which are there for every contact. So what this means is that if any of these fields is updated, and like which is that specific field, right? So interest level is maybe one field, and if interest level contains high, right, then I'm going to assign it to my outbound sales team. Now, this sales team will itself have multiple agents as part of it. Uh, so we will quickly go to where we can define those. Yeah. So as we saw, like, see, you have the outbound sales team, and over here, like, basically, I could define that, okay, all of these different people are the members of this particular sales team, and I have made one member as the lead, right? So what happens is that all of these agents, whenever that auto assignment rule is going to get triggered, it's going to be assigned among all of these people, and this lead who has special privileges, he will be able to look at what all of his other team members are also doing. So let's say if you want some kind of controller who wants to monitor, let's say 3 to 4 agents, like how many leads they are getting, what is their progress, etc. You could make one such person as a team lead over here. So this person is going to have access to all the different leads which are getting assigned to maybe this person as well, and they'll be able to monitor their work. But because these guys are members and they are not leads, so somebody like Aditya, because he's just a team member, he is going to be able to only look at his own leads which are coming in, and he's going to be only doing his own work and not monitoring anybody else. So Aditya will not be able to see the leads which are coming to Akansha, for example. But then Piyush will be able to see the leads assigned to Aditya. He can also see leads assigned to Akansha, and he can maybe even reassign some of the leads if he sees fit, right? So that's the flexibility that we are offering in terms of the whole team creation part of it as well. Um, Now, again, going back over here, like where is it that we configure all of the statuses? Like, so you can easily configure the different stages of your sales pipeline, right? Like every organization has it differently. You could configure all of them in a very different way, and we could also set certain other basic conditions over here, that okay, maybe all new contacts which are coming in, I want all of them to move into a specific status. So this is where I define that. Then there are certain closure statuses that okay, if somebody is in a closed won or closed loss status, I will consider them as a closed lead. So that's how my calculation of the monthly revenue, which we saw in the first part of this session, that get influenced by this. And then we have a default calculation which can be set up for closure deadline. So let's say as soon as the lead comes in, my sales agents have to close that within 10 days. So I'll just put 10 over here. So then for every new lead which comes in, automatically the closure deadline will get set up after 10 days. So if that lead is not closed within those 10 days, like they get a notification basically. Uh, And then we will go to one more part. So let's say I am looking at all of my leads out here, and I want to send them a WhatsApp campaign, right? So let's say I have a lot of leads which came in into a new lead status, but then I was not able to convert them, right? For whatever reason, they were not interested at that point of time. But now let's say I want to re-engage them with maybe a new offering that I have. So what I'll do is I can just like select all of those contacts in the new lead status. Like, I mean, you could do it one by one as I'm doing it over here, or you could even like use the filter that we have just to straight away filter all the leads belonging to new lead status. And then we saw that this button lights up, right? So if I click on this button, it will straight away take me to the place where I can go ahead and like maybe create a WhatsApp message for them and like send a WhatsApp campaign to them. So this sort of takes care of my re-engagement also. And the best part is that you don't need to go anywhere. It's all within Interact in one place. Um, and yeah, then finally, I think we have one more part about the whole reports part. So all the activities that are happening within your sales CRM, this is where you'll be able to make sense out of all of those if you want to see things at a higher level. So, like the first one which we have is the agent performance report, where we are going to show that, okay, in the last 7 days, like this particular agent has three contacts assigned to them, which are in the new lead status. And Soumya maybe has two contacts which are in the new lead status. So this sort of tells me that, okay, whether things are moving out or not. So if I really want to see that, what happened to my closures. So in the last 7 days, how many accounts were closed by which agents? So in that case, I'll just go over here. I'll click on closed one. And, then like basically what I'll see is that, okay, Soumya is the only agent who has closed uh, one lead within the last 7 days, right? So that way you will be able to keep tabs on like what is actually happening in terms of your entire sales pipeline. uh, a similar view is there over here in terms of my sales funnel. So this is when you want to look at the overall health of your pipeline. So let's say if I want to look at, okay, what are all of my agents doing? Uh, this clearly shows me that, okay, I have three leads which are in the new lead status. I have two in the negotiation status, etc. So this gives me a snapshot of my timeline. Also, I can have a look at it from a specific agent's point of view, right? So I can just select one of these agents, and yeah, like I mean, this is basically their pipeline right now. I can also add certain additional filters based on certain date conditions, etc. And if I want a tabular view, like the view that I showed you earlier for the new lead part, if I would want to download that and maybe make use of that in some other way, I can download that. If I want to see which three contacts are there, then I also have the option of a detailed download. So that will in fact tell me that, okay, these are the exact three contacts which are assigned to this person, these are the exact two contacts assigned to this person, and so on. So yeah, like that is these are some of the things that we have in our sales CRM today, along with, of course, the notifications part. So yeah, like you would be getting notifications which are focused on to your specific use cases or your agents or your tasks, etc. um, and some of these notifications are also available on email along with receiving them out here. So yeah, like that is, I think that covers broadly what we have as of now in the whole sales CRM piece. Very soon we are coming out with certain more exciting functionalities which would include some sort of voice calling and a couple of other items as well. So yeah, I mean, if you have any further questions about how this works, or you want to go dive deeper into how some of these things which I showed you today would work or could be configured, then definitely we could reach out to our support team. And like anyway, we will also be reaching out to you after this webinar. Now I'll just go back and like we have the last couple of slides. So let's talk about some of the best practices in the whole sales CRM process that are going to drive results for us, right? Like one thing is setting clear lead ownership. So if your agents don't know who is supposed to look at which lead, they're not going to be able to do their whole sales process effectively. And which is why Interact's auto assignment rules based on different conditions come into the picture over here. So that will automatically assign leads, and like your team can sort of work on autopilot mode. Then let's say you have multiple repetitive conversations which need to be had, right? Like you could maybe have some kind of a lead qualification workflow that needs to be set up. So we did not cover that in today's demo, but yeah, you could definitely reach out to our team and understand how Interact can do it. So we are able to have a WhatsApp bot basically put before this entire sales CRM process even starts. So that is something which will help you automate a lot of these repetitive conversations and even reduce the load on your sales team so that they could focus on selling more stuff. And then uh, it's always great to structure your pipeline for action, because if you don't have a very great or very detailed pipeline, understanding that okay, which is the stage, like is this person under negotiation or is the negotiation already done and they are just waiting for the final thing, right? Unless you have that clear visibility, you won't be able to create very clear follow-up actions for them. So which is why the whole pipeline feature that I showed you, as well as the entire task part that I showed you, like that is what comes in over here, which can help you do this. Along with that, it's always great to have segments, your contacts or your leads split between different segments, and you could do that in Interact by like tagging different contacts or leads. And based on these segments, then it becomes very easy to send the right kind of marketing message to the right kind of leads, maybe keep them engaged with you or even do re-engagement. And I think that is what really helps you to drive even greater conversions using a WhatsApp first CRM. And yeah, some of the common mistakes that you could avoid is like treating WhatsApp like email. So if you draft messages which are too long, like of course nobody's going to read the whole thing about it, right? So uh, WhatsApp is a very casual and fast-paced chat first kind of tool. So that is one thing which we recommend that you could avoid. And we do have certain sample templates also in the product, which have just the right mix of content that we could have. Um, and then like if you leave your leads in the unread status, like your people are going to forget that they even need to respond to this person later on. So like marking your incoming messages as read, that is again a feature which Interact does offer. And finally, yeah, while you should have pipelines which are very structured and everything, if you fragment it too much, that again will create a problem for you, because then your sales people may not be really keen to move it from each and every status to another. So which is why what we are offering is we've already created a sample pipeline for you. So maybe based on your business, you could just modify some of those statuses and just keep on using the same thing instead of trying to like create it all from scratch, and then maybe we realize that it became too complicated. And yeah, I think last but not the least, not using reminders or tasks. So task is something which we do recommend a lot of our customers to use, because once a task is created for a lead, your sales agent will be automatically reminded to follow up with them. Right. So that is something which is going to nudge you. Even if you are a solo founder, we would strongly recommend you create tasks for each of your follow-ups that you want to do for your the leads that you're getting. It just drives that entire discipline, and helps us to achieve sales faster. And yes, manual entry is not the only way. Of course, Interact supports that, but then we also have inbuilt integrations which are support and sales team can talk to you about in way more detail. So yeah, I think that is what we would like to recommend. And yeah, just a last golden rule that we'd like to add over here is that the simpler you are coming to WhatsApp for the whole simplicity and responsiveness. So I mean, let's always ask ourselves the question that am I going to reply to this message if I'm the buyer? So like the right mix of simplicity as well as like recurring follow-ups and the organization that a CRM can bring in, I think that is what will make all the difference. Now, I think the final part is where we are talking about the pricing. So we are offering the sales CRM at a flat pricing of 2499 rupees per month. And there are certain other international pricing options also available if you are, if you are abroad and you want to use this product. Um, the best part is that like five agents are included right from the beginning. So it's not that, you'll have to pay even for your first five agents. That is part of your basic package. Also, along with this, certain other CRMs which maybe there in the market, they might have like certain limits on the number of contacts or number of leads that you could support within your CRM. And I think that is again a key differentiator in our pricing model, that there are no limitations as such on the number of contacts that you can add into Interact. So let's say if you are somebody using Facebook leads or any kinds of other ad systems, you will be getting a very large number of leads, and that is something which is going to easily eat up like the basic number of contacts which other CRMs might be offering to you. But then with us, you don't face any such limitations. And also, like, it's very easy to set up our sales CRM offering. So like in under 30 minutes, like you could maybe set up each and everything. And you have that entire end-to-end linkage. So along with this CRM piece, we also have an entire click to WhatsApp ads piece. We also do offer inbuilt payment links integration. So like you could have your entire business process set up over here and even bring in leads from other sources outside of WhatsApp into this CRM. And that's what will really help you to leverage what we are offering. From our side, guys, thank you so much for patiently attending and listening to this entire webinar. And I really hope to see you get onboarded onto our